My sister complained that the holidays had become my personal show, so I gave her the spotlight. She was crying in the kitchen before dessert. Every holiday my whole life, I was the one who made it work. I kept feuding relatives apart, swapped my uncle's whiskey for club soda before he got mean, made sure my bitter aunt felt seen before her comments turned rule. Last Thanksgiving, my sister said she was exhausted by me and wanted to host Christmas this year. I told her that sounded wonderful. Let her try keeping 50 relatives from destroying each other. Christmas Day was wrong from the moment I walked in with my boyfriend Ian. My uncle was already on his fourth drink and getting loud, but I wasn't swapping his glass anymore. My aunt sat alone in a corner because nobody had greeted her yet, and I could watch her souring by the minute, but I wasn't going to fix it. My sister floated through the chaos, accepting compliments on the gorgeous food, sighing about how exhausted she was from all the cooking, even though I had watched the catering van pulling away when we parked. My mother told her the decorations looked beautiful, and my sister smiled and said she had been working on them for weeks, but I recognized most of them from our grandmother's attic. Someone admired the presents under the tree, and my sister laughed about being up until midnight perfecting every ribbon, but the crisp corners and matching bows obviously came from a department store. My cousin asked about the cake, and my sister said she had been working on it all week, but I could see the dent in the frosting where it had clearly hit the side of a bakery box. Ian squeezed my hand and whispered that my family seemed intense, and I told him he had no idea. I had spent 20 years smoothing every rough edge in this family, and nobody ever noticed until I stopped. The gift exchange started after dinner with my sister in a velvet Santa hat, handing out presents while everyone praised her thoughtfulness and generosity. My little cousin's daughter ripped open a fancy art set, and I felt Ian tense beside me, but when I looked at him, he just shook his head. My nephew unwrapped an expensive board game, and Ian leaned close and whispered that something was wrong. Then my father opened a leather box with a nice watch inside, and Ian stood up so fast the whole room went quiet. "Can I see that for a second?" My father handed it over, and Ian turned the box slowly until he found a crease in one corner. He stared at it for a long moment. "I dropped this in a parking lot 2 weeks ago. I remember the dent." My sister laughed and said that was quite a coincidence. Ian looked at the art set my cousin's daughter was holding, then at the board game in my nephew's lap. "I bought all 3 of those together, at the same store. I just want to know how they ended up under your tree." My sister's laugh got sharper. "What exactly are you implying?" She didn't wait for an answer. "I don't know who you think you are, but you've been dating my sister for 5 minutes, and now you're accusing me of something in my own home." She turned to me and asked if I had put him up to this because I couldn't let her have one single Christmas without making it about me. My sister's husband stepped forward. "Did you buy those gifts or not?" My sister's face crumpled and she started crying. "I can't believe my own husband is taking some stranger's side over mine." He didn't back down. "Did you buy them?" She wiped her eyes. "Everyone expects so much from me, and nobody understands the pressure I'm under. Answer the question." Ian spoke up before she could dodge again. "Those gifts were donations. I dropped them off at a toy drive for kids who aren't getting anything else this year." The room went dead silent. My mother put her hand over her mouth. My grandmother sat down slowly on the arm of the couch. My sister looked around at everyone staring at her, and her face went hard. "Why should I spend my money?" she said, "when there's perfectly good stuff just sitting there for anyone to take?" Nobody moved for a second. Then my uncle called her a word so foul my mother physically flinched. My sister's husband took a step back from her like he didn't recognize the woman in front of him. My aunt in the corner laughed out loud for the first time all day. My sister's eyes went around the room one more time, and then she ran to the kitchen and slammed the door. People started gathering their coats before the sound stopped ringing. My aunt said she had somewhere else to be. My grandmother said she wanted to go home. Within 15 minutes, the living room was empty except for torn wrapping paper and uneaten desserts, and my sister sobbing behind the kitchen door. Ian apologized the whole drive home, and I told him he had nothing to be sorry for. That night, my sister sent me a text asking if I could host New Year's Eve to help make up for everything. I left her on red.